Most people think the most dangerous part of heart health happens during the day, when you are active, when you are stressed, when you are rushing from one thing to another. But for many older adults, the night can be a surprisingly important time. Because while you sleep, your body is still working. Your heart is still adjusting. Your blood pressure is still changing. Your breathing is still affecting circulation. And the habits you follow in the evening can shape how well your body handles those hours. Now, that does not mean every nighttime habit is dangerous, and it certainly does not mean you should live in fear. But it does mean this: after 60, small evening routines can matter more than most people realize. A heavy meal too late, too much sitting, poor sleep position, not enough hydration during the day, or mixing things that do not work well together at night. These things can quietly make the body work harder when it should be recovering. So tonight, I want to walk you through 7 common nighttime habits that may place extra strain on the heart and circulation after 60, and the simple changes that may help support safer, more restful nights. Not to scare you, but to help you notice what may be working against you. Because when you understand how the body behaves at night, you can often make small changes that support better sleep, steadier blood pressure, and more peace of mind. And stay with me until the end, because the final habit is one many people think is harmless, yet it may quietly affect everything else on this list. Before we begin, let me know in the comments where you are watching from, and whether you usually feel your best in the morning or struggle to wake up feeling rested. All right, let's begin. Number 7. Taking medication at a time that may not fit your body's nighttime rhythm. Now, this is very important. Do not change your medication schedule on your own. Always speak with your doctor or pharmacist first. But it is worth knowing that timing can matter. Many people take certain medicines simply because that is how they first started taking them, in the morning with breakfast, or at night before bed, without ever revisiting whether that timing still makes sense. The body follows a 24-hour rhythm. Blood pressure shifts, hormones shift, heart rate shifts, and the effect of some medications may feel different depending on when they are taken. For some older adults, especially those managing blood pressure, sleep, or fluid retention, the question is not only what they take, but when they take it. A medicine that works well during the day may wear off too early. Another may cause dizziness if taken too late. Another may increase nighttime bathroom trips and disturb sleep. This is one reason many doctors now pay more attention to medication timing than they once did. If you take blood pressure medicine, it may be worth asking your doctor whether the current timing still makes sense for you. If you take a water pill, it may be worth asking whether taking it too late in the day is affecting your sleep. If you take anything that causes drowsiness, it is worth reviewing whether it mixes safely with the rest of your routine. Again, the key here is not to guess. The key is to ask. Sometimes a simple adjustment, made with professional guidance, can make your nights more comfortable and your mornings more stable. And after 60, those details matter. Number 6. Sitting too long in the evening without moving. This is one of the most common habits of all. Dinner ends, you settle into your chair, the television goes on, a few hours pass, and before you know it, it is time for bed. Now, rest is not a bad thing. In fact, winding down is important. But long, uninterrupted sitting may slow circulation, especially in the legs. And when movement drops for several hours at a time, the body can start to feel heavier, stiffer, and less responsive. Many older adults notice that after sitting a long time in the evening, they feel more swollen in the legs, more unsteady when standing, or simply slower to get moving. That is because circulation likes motion. It does not require intense exercise, just motion. Standing up, walking to the kitchen, rolling the shoulders, flexing the ankles, shifting position. These small interruptions may help support blood flow and reduce the stiffness that often builds during long periods of sitting. A simple routine can help. Every 30 to 45 minutes, stand up for a minute or two. Walk around the room. Stretch the calves. March in place a few times, or at least move the feet and ankles if standing is difficult. These tiny breaks may not look important, but over time they can support circulation and comfort far more than most people expect. And perhaps just as important, they remind the body that the evening is not 4 straight hours of stillness before bed. Number 5. Eating a heavy or salty dinner too late in the evening. This one catches many people off guard. You may think the body just digests dinner and moves on. But late evening meals, especially heavy ones, can make the night harder on the heart, digestion, and sleep. Meals high in sodium, processed foods, restaurant takeout, canned soups, deli meats, and many frozen meals may leave some people feeling puffy, thirsty, or restless later at night. A very large meal may also increase discomfort when lying down, and for some people, it may contribute to nighttime blood pressure changes, indigestion, or disturbed sleep. After 60, the body often becomes a little less forgiving. A dinner that once felt normal may now feel too heavy, too late, too salty, too much. This does not mean you need a perfect diet. It means your evening meal may be gentler on your body, if it is a little earlier, a little lighter, and a little less processed. Many people do well with simple evening meals. Cooked vegetables, a modest portion of fish, chicken, beans, or eggs. Something homemade when possible. And less reliance on foods that come packed with hidden sodium. Reading labels can help. Not because you need to be obsessive, but because many foods marketed as convenient or even healthy can carry far more sodium than people realize. One practical habit is this. Try to finish dinner at least 2 to 3 hours before bed whenever you can. And when the meal is heavier than usual, notice how you sleep that night. Your body often tells you more than you think. Number 4. Using alcohol as a sleep routine. Many older adults say the same thing. A small drink in the evening helps me relax. And for some people, it may feel that way at first. But alcohol can be tricky at night. It may make you feel sleepy at the beginning, yet still disturb the quality of sleep later. It can affect breathing. It can lead to more waking during the night. It can make snoring or sleep apnea worse. And when mixed with certain medications, it may create problems that are much bigger than most people expect. This is especially important after 60, when the body often processes alcohol differently than it once did. A smaller amount may have a bigger effect. And if alcohol is combined with sleeping pills, anti-anxiety medication, strong allergy medicine, or certain pain medicines, that combination may cause too much sedation or affect breathing and coordination. That does not mean everyone needs to panic over one drink. But it does mean evening alcohol deserves more caution than many people give it. A helpful question is not just, does this help me fall asleep? It is, how do I feel in the middle of the night and the next morning? If you wake at 2 or 3 a.m. wide awake, if your heart feels unsettled, if you feel groggy, dry, or foggy the next morning, the evening drink may be helping less than you think. If you take sleep medication, this becomes even more important. Never assume alcohol and sleep medicines mix safely just because both are common. That is something worth reviewing carefully with your doctor or pharmacist. Number 3. Going to bed underhydrated. Now this one is delicate because many older adults intentionally drink less in the evening to avoid waking up to use the bathroom. And that makes sense. No one wants broken sleep. But some people take this too far. They drink too little all afternoon and evening, arrive at bedtime already somewhat dehydrated, and then spend the whole night without enough fluid support. After 60, thirst may become less reliable. That means you cannot always depend on feeling thirsty to know you need water. And when the body runs low on fluid, people may feel more tired, more dizzy, more constipated, and less steady. Hydration supports circulation. It supports blood pressure stability. It supports energy. And it supports how well the body handles the night. The answer is usually not to drink large amounts right before bed. That often backfires. The better strategy is to hydrate earlier and more steadily during the day. Drink well in the morning. Continue through the afternoon. Then ease up a little in the late evening, rather than suddenly cutting fluids too early. That way, the body arrives at bedtime supported, not depleted. A simple approach may help. Drink most of your fluids before dinner. Have smaller amounts later in the evening. And give yourself enough time to use the bathroom before bed. If nighttime urination is a constant problem, do not just assume the answer is to drink almost nothing. Sometimes the issue is timing. Sometimes it is medication. Sometimes it is sleep quality. Sometimes it is the bladder or prostate. And sometimes it deserves a proper medical conversation. Because sleeping badly from too many bathroom trips is frustrating. But going to bed dehydrated night after night may create problems of its own. Number 2, sleeping in a position that may make breathing or circulation less comfortable. Now, people get very attached to sleep position, and that is understandable. Sleep is personal. But after 60, position can matter more than many people think. Some people sleep flat on their back and wake feeling short of breath. Some sleep curled too tightly and wake stiff and sore. Some sleep in a position that seems comfortable at first, but leaves them with numb shoulders, neck pain, or poor sleep quality by morning. For many older adults, slightly elevating the upper body can help. A little elevation may ease reflux. It may support breathing. And it may reduce the heavy feeling some people get when lying completely flat. For others, side sleeping feels better than back sleeping, especially if snoring or breathing issues are present. And for some people, placing a pillow between the knees or behind the back may reduce strain and help the body settle into a more supportive position. The goal is not to force one perfect position on everyone. The goal is to notice what helps you breathe better, wake less, and feel more comfortable by morning. If you often wake with a racing heart, headaches, dry mouth, chest discomfort, or unusual fatigue, it may be worth looking not only at what time you went to bed, but how you slept. And if you snore heavily, wake gasping, or feel exhausted no matter how long you sleep, please do not ignore that. Sometimes the real nighttime problem is not just habit. Sometimes it is sleep apnea, and that deserves proper evaluation. Because no evening routine can fully protect the body if breathing is repeatedly disrupted all night long. And now we come to number 1. Taking bedtime medicines or over-the-counter products without fully understanding how they affect the body at night. This may be the most overlooked issue of all, because many people assume that if something is sold in a pharmacy, prescribed commonly, or labeled PM, it must automatically be a good bedtime choice. But bedtime products deserve real caution after 60. Some nighttime pills may leave people too groggy. Some may increase confusion. Some may raise fall risk if they need to get up during the night. Some may dry the mouth and eyes. Some may worsen constipation or urinary retention. And some may interact with alcohol or other medications in ways people do not expect. This is especially true of older sleep aids, strong antihistamines, and certain combinations of medications that all cause sedation. The problem is not only what they do at bedtime. It is what they may still be doing at 2 a.m. and 6 a.m. If a person wakes disoriented, if they are unsteady on the way to the bathroom, if they feel foggy the next morning, if their sleep only seems deeper but not truly restorative, it may be time to review what they are taking. And I want to say this clearly. Do not stop prescription medications suddenly without guidance, but do review them. Bring every prescription, supplement, and over-the-counter nighttime product to your next doctor visit or pharmacy review. Everything. Sleep aids, allergy medicines, pain relievers, PM products, herbal products, melatonin, everything. Sometimes the body is not struggling because of one big illness. Sometimes it is struggling because of a routine no one has reviewed carefully in years. Now let's bring this all together. None of these habits guarantee a heart problem, and none of this is meant to create panic. But after 60, the body often becomes more sensitive to timing, routine, and recovery. That means the evening can either support the night or quietly work against it. So what can you do starting tonight? Review your medication timing with your doctor or pharmacist. Break up long periods of evening sitting. Make dinner a little earlier and a little lighter when possible. Be careful with alcohol, especially if you take anything for sleep, anxiety, pain, or allergies. Hydrate well through the day instead of arriving at bedtime depleted. Support your sleep position so breathing and comfort are better, not worse. And take a close look at every bedtime product you rely on, even the ones that seem harmless. You do not need to change everything at once. Start with 1 or 2 habits that stood out to you most. That is enough. Because the goal is not perfection. The goal is to make the night easier on your heart, your circulation, and your whole body. To sleep more peacefully. To wake more steadily. To support the body instead of quietly stressing it. And remember, it is not too late to improve your routine. Sometimes the most powerful changes are not dramatic at all. They are simple things. A different dinner time. A glass of water earlier in the day. Standing up during the evening. A better pillow. A medication review. A safer choice before bed. Small changes. But small changes repeated every night can shape how the body feels over time. So now I'd love to hear from you. Which of these nighttime habits surprised you the most? And which one are you going to change first? Let me know in the comments. And take good care of yourself tonight.